guys, this is the professor, and we had a big rain here last night, and I was afraid that some of the trees had blown across the trails out here, but everything's open and it's time for lunch. Let me show you my packing system. I've got 2 canteens, and as well as all of our food supplies here, all mounted on one rubber strap that goes across the front rack here of my 4-wheeler. So let's get unpacked. Okay guys, everything's unpacked, and I'm going to show you today how to make Border Patrol stew. Now this is not totally a new idea. This comes from one of my favorite cookbooks, A Man, a Can, and a Plan. But I've made some adaptations to the recipe, and so we'll begin working on those right now. First of all, we're going to start out with unpacking all of our gear and getting started with our little Trangia stove here. So take off the simmering, open it up, and I've already fueled things up here today with about 1 ounce of fuel. We'll light up the stove, and soon we'll have things rolling along here. On my little pot stand, I've added a couple of wires, and these wires will hold my canteen cup just a little bit higher. What that's going to do for us is to let more heat get onto the cup right in the hottest part of the flame. Once again, out here you can't see the flame burning, but it is. It's very hot, and so we want to turn things, especially now, so that this little square part is into the wind. And there is some breeze today. We know that alcohol stoves typically do not like much wind. They can easily double your boiling time if there's much wind going on. Now today, the first ingredient of our Border Patrol stew is a small can of Bush's Best Baked Beans. These are an 8-ounce can. Of course, easily you can adapt this recipe to more hikers if you can just go to bigger cans. But today, for a single serving, 1 8-ounce can of Bush's Baked Beans, and you don't even need a can opener because it has this convenient pop-top opener. So we'll open up our can of beans, and we'll put those right into our canteen cup. Of course, we have a convenient spoon here to get the last good to the last drop. We might save that can, use that for a coffee cup later on. Let's go ahead and get the beans heating because they're the biggest part of our menu today. Other things that are going to join into this, first of all, are once again some of our pre-cooked bacon. This is a Hormel pre-cooked bacon. It's a lot nicer really than trying to do bacon out here because it takes a long time for bacon to fry. Bacon bits seem to not have enough flavor. So I've decided that these are really the best way to go, and this makes about 3 slices. Let's go ahead and put that in the canteen cup. Now, next of all, we had the lucky circumstance this week of going through the drive-thru at Taco Bell, and so for our Border Patrol stew, we pick up a couple of small packets here of taco sauce. The original recipe calls for salsa, but salsa doesn't travel so well. It usually comes in glass jars. It's too big, makes too much, and so a couple of packets of taco seasoning here, taco sauce, is going to be what we need. Let's go ahead then and put that in, and we'll add that to our pot. I see we're already starting to boil up here. So if there isn't any wind, your little alcohol stove will heat food very quickly. Once again, looks like that might need just another little bit of the sauce. Let's add 2 packets. Once again, to taste, and there's different seasonings. This is a mild, so we'll add an extra packet here and see what we got. Mixing up rather well. Now, the next ingredient here that we have is 1 ounce of Frito corn chips, chili cheese flavored. Now, some people like Doritos, other people like the plain. There's a barbecue of these, so you can make a substitution any way you want. Now, the serving size for these is 1 ounce. And what I found is that's about 2/3 to 3/4 of a cup if you just want to measure them out. On the other hand, a good handful would work well. So that's going to become the topping for our stew today. This is already hot. It's amazing how quickly that heated up today because when the wind stops blowing, your little stove just works like a champ. If the wind is blowing, you can about double the boiling time for that. So what we'll do here with these chips is we'll just sprinkle them on the top. And then we can kind of mash them down in there a little bit if you want, kind of makes your topping for your stew. Works real good. Another thing which we have here then is a small stick of pepper jack cheese, which we picked up at the convenience store on the way out here today. It's real good, kind of has a Mexican flavor to it, some jalapenos in there, and so that once again will add to our Border Patrol stew that we're having out here along the trail today. And things are about boiled up, and so what we'll do now is give this the taste test. Okay guys, here's the finished product of our Border Patrol stew. And I'm hungry, so let's try it out and see how it tastes. That's good enough to eat. This is a Professor, and I'll see you soon.